Hey guys, so we're on, what was it, Lynn Springs? Glen Springs. Glen Springs Road, and we are headed down to Black Gap Road currently. We aired down our trailer tires about 20, we got 32 in the Jeep. So Glen Springs is pretty smooth, but Black Gap is supposed to be a little rougher. We're just about there, and I found a little pull off. I pulled out of the way of traffic, but we have yet to see another vehicle out here today. We saw a Walter White RV and like a little tent with a dirt bike underneath it. But that's about it. No other Jeepers or anybody really riding this trail, which is nice. They say never wheel alone. We're in one of the most remote places in the United States, completely by ourselves, self-supported, but we do have our Garmin GPS if we need to signal for emergencies, and we got a lot of tools, got extra food, we got water, we got a place to sleep on the back, so we should be okay, knock on wood. Anyways, we're gonna air down the trailer to about 15, take the Jeep tires down about 26 or so, and head to Black Gap. We'll see if we have to air down any more from there. But last night Ranger told us, "You're not taking that trailer down Black Gap, are you?" We said yes. She goes, "We'll take it north to south." I don't know what that was supposed to mean. She also tried to scare us about bears, but I'm not really worried about that. Anyways, we're gonna keep an eye out for rattlesnakes, and we're gonna keep rocking and rolling out here. Had a great night's sleep last night in the Chisos Basin, and can't wait to hit Black Gap Road. Let's do this. Let's get that bad. Alright guys, here we are. We're at the entrance of Black Gap Road, Jeep Badge of Honor Trail. About the most remote one you're going to be able to get. There's a sign right here to let you know where you're at. We're aired down and we are ready to go. So let's hit this trail. So it's brutal out here. It's like a desert. There's rocks, it's hot, It's actually like 85, but the sun's blistering. I mean, you're so far south. So we've been looking for a spot to have lunch, and we found this wash. Let me show you. Yeah, we found shade. It's like a little cave, and I got out and did an inspection for rattlesnakes. We didn't see any snakes or like animal prints or anything, so we just moved on in. Back the trailer in, a nice area of shade. Kids are playing with rocks. Jack's eating yogurt. And Nicole's making us some sandwiches.
Yeah, good stuff.
So out in the middle of the desert, it's nice to have a fridge that's ice cold. We got some waters, we got some juice. Making lunch. Everything's going to go on the trail. We've yet to pass a person. But we've seen some tracks. I think we're maybe halfway through the trail. Not sure, but pace is moving pretty good. And so far, a couple of real big ruts and a couple of washes that kind of tested the trailer. But we were talking about it. I think, you know, most vehicles with a 31 or 32 inch all-terrain tire and maybe like a little bit of lift would be able to do it out here. But you'd have a little difficulty. There was a couple big like wall climbs. Nice to have the 35s, but feeling pretty good. I think the biggest danger out here that I've seen is going to be dehydration and running out of food, or just having a mechanical failure, because you are hours from a parts store, and you may be hours before someone comes by and even sees you, if they see you in a day. So I would say, you know, having extra parts. We've actually stopped before we went out here, and I bought a 2-gallon gas can and strapped it to the trailer, because there's not even that much gas as you come into the park. There is one. We saw a gas station in the park near, I want to say it is Persimmons. What was that? Persimmons? It was at the near a visitor center. Not the Chisos Basin one. Anyway, I'm sure you can look it up. But there's not any cell service out here, so if you're out here and an emergency happens, it'd be good to have like a Garmin or something like that that you can reach out to somebody. So something to think about. But the dangers of this place is you want to have a mechanically sound vehicle and have a lot of extra supply. It's like I grabbed an extra gallon of water. We have 3 gallons already. We got some bottles inside the fridge. I brought extra food just in case. And we got tools and stuff. So we're talking about it. We could probably make it a week or so out here on what we have. Not that we would want to, but that should be plenty of time before we can put out an emergency signal and get some help. But I don't know who's going to tow you out of here if you really had an issue. So you really got to take care of yourself and think ahead. So let's eat some more. All right, that's it. We did Black Gap Road. We are at the fork of Black Gap, and then there's a road called Tally Road that continues all the way to Rio Grande down to Mexico. And then there's another road that goes to the Rio Grande Village, which is a campsite. It also has an overlook over the Rio Grande, and it also gets really close to Mexico, and there's also hot springs. I think it's our fastest way out, so that's the way we're going to take. We're hoping no one's at the hot springs so we can kind of get this dust off of us. It looks like there's a rainstorm way off in a distance over here, and there's some clouds starting to build up. So that really isn't the way we want to go. We're definitely going to head back towards Rio Grande. That Rio Grande Village, I think that's our best route. Really wasn't that difficult of a trail. Very scenic, beautiful road. They call it a 4 to 6. I'd call it a 5, maybe a 4. Now, if it was raining, this would not be a trail I'd want to be on. Nature is a factor. It's just because we're at this area, there's still a lot of gravel road we have to do to get out. So I'm going to show that to you guys on our way up to Rio Grande Village. Rio Grande, sorry. Just driving along, and there's a structure of maybe some kind of old home. Pretty cool. It all looks like concrete, and then there's like metal threaded rods through it. And there's a few more. There's a sign that says something about a mine. So maybe this was mine housing, but there's a couple out there. I don't know if you can see it, but Actually, there's one right there. But it's really out in the middle of nowhere, so pretty interesting. So the sign says this was a quicksilver ore mine. Pretty cool. One thing to note is, walking around, you can kind of find some artifacts. This place was closed in 1943, and you can find some old cans and stuff, but it's best to leave those here because then other people can find them and kind of look at the old beer cans and think about the people that were here before you and what that actually might have meant. So yeah, it's best to just leave that here if you don't mind. I'm gonna check out this little area of rock and then we're gonna head out. See, there's like an old can over there. Just leave it. No idea what this area is, but it's pretty cool. Don't really know how a guy just discovers quicksilver ore out here in the middle of nowhere. But apparently he rode a burro with it back to Terralingua, which is, pretty close town, but still quite a haul on a burro. Probably took a couple of days, so respect to that guy. Alright, I'm gonna head back in the Jeep and we're gonna try to make some ground. So over here, epic, sunny, beautiful. Over here, ominous, terrifying. We better get out of here. So the wife's driving, and I want to fly more drone, get more video. We just saw wild horses and it was epic. And we're going through this really cool canyon. The road's pretty smooth, so I can kind of sit in the passenger seat and fly as she drives. But the storm clouds I was showing you are like almost above our head. And we're in a pretty much of a wash area, so flash flooding is an issue. So we definitely don't want to get caught in a rainstorm, and we're trying to beat this storm out. So, what do you think, Abby? Yeah! So, we're going to try to just keep on trucking, so we're not going to get quite as much footage or pictures. I mean, you could just stop on this road every, quarter mile and take an epic picture, and it's absolutely stunning everywhere around here. So, yeah, I mean, right in front of us is epic mountains. Come on, focus. You might could see them. Yeah, look at this road. Smooth, picturesque, beautiful. experiencing a sandstorm. There's rain and lightning, and then now the wind is picked up and is throwing a sandstorm. So I resumed driving, and I'm moving at a 33 mile an hour pace. We're getting really close to a asphalt road, so we're gonna try to get there quickly before the sandstorm hits us. But it really started to pick up there for a minute. Well, that's it, guys. What an eventful day. The weather did get crazy. We drove around like mad people trying to avoid the storm. We actually pulled off for the hot springs that are near the Rio Grande overlook, and we ran out. It's raining. It was windy. We ran down to the hot springs, dipped our feet in, walked back, and sure enough, it turned sunny and the weather's fine now. Got to see Mexico, Rio Grande, saw some petroglyphs. Would have filmed it, but it was just pouring. So we're in the parking lot right now of the hot springs for the Rio Grande, and I just changed my shirt, had a nice dry shirt, used some baby wipes to give myself a little shower. Got dusty today, got wet, and I put some fresh deodorant on, and we're airing up our tires because we've got nothing but asphalt for the next couple hours. We were planning on going to Austin today, but we're about 4 hours behind schedule, so I don't think that's gonna work. I got about a half day or a day to play with on this trip, on the road trip home. So we're gonna see as far as we can get tonight. Not tired, a little hungry, but we got about 20 miles, 25 miles to get out of this park, but it's all asphalt, so that's good. So we're gonna hit that. We're just airing these tires up. Nicole's working on that. We pulled the trailer off so we could put the compressor in the front and air them up because my compressor doesn't reach all the way back to the trailer. But anyways, long story short, that was an epic ride on Black Gap Road, as well as Glen Springs Road, and there was another road on the way out. I'll try to post all the different roads that we took, and maybe I can just screenshot right now kind of our trip, like I'll map it what we did. But super epic. Black Gap Road up towards the Rio Grande Village, absolutely epic. Now hitting the road towards Austin. Eat your prunes. We'll be seeing you.